All right, the big question is, people ask this all the time. After an injury, I have sore muscles, whatever, do I use a cold pack or do I use heat? This is a topic we're going to cover along with some more advantages.
So we're specifically going to talk about our new ice and heat massage head attachments. So we're going to show you when should I use ice, when should I use heat to help your pain get manageable and get on your recovery journey.
Right, to be a little more detailed, the attachment is an amazing attachment for the head of a massage gun. It actually cools down very well and stays cold and heats up as well. So you can address the heat or the cold to your injury while you get that deep massage.
Now, many massage guns do offer something like this. Personally, for the Bob and Brad models, many of our guns do have it. So here I have the C2 Pro, our T2 Pro comes with it as well, the Q2 Pro, as well as our X6 model, all have these head attachments with them.
Right, it's the Pro. So if you say Pro at the end of it, you know that's why it's designated as a Pro, because it does come with this nice little technology of heat or cold.
Now, when it comes to using cold packs or any type of cold therapy, typically they're commonly used for acute injuries, meaning they happened within the last 48 to 72 hours.
That's right. When your joint or your muscle is very tender, swollen, we put the cold pack on to help reduce that inflammation. It takes away the pain. I found it very helpful with my injuries and many of my patients.
It can also be used well if you have a recent sprain, strain, or a bruise in an area.
The cold can feel like it numbs the pain, allows you to get some motion, which is good for injuries typically, with good judgment, of course. But the cold is that numbing agent it can be.
Now, when it comes to massaging with the cold head, it does feel good, but obviously if you have an injury that is very sensitive, you're probably not going to massage it with the gun right away. Maybe use a cold pack. Over time, you can try it out. Now, when it comes to using heat, typically we use that with people that have maybe chronic pain or you're just feeling some stiffness and you want to limber up.
Right, the heat can actually help relax a chronic or a knotted up muscle. If you're trying to stretch or lengthen any tissues, oftentimes heat can be used before you do the stretching. Another thing is just how people respond to either heat or cold. I've had people say, I don't want to use heat. I feel much better using cold. And that's where this can really come into play. If you have a tight muscle, you want to get the knot out. Sometimes people just say, oh, the cold actually feels better. I get a better response. My muscles actually relax to the cold. So there is no definite science on when to use heat or cold as far as the individual. What we had mentioned was typical. That's how most people respond. I personally will use heat or cold more than I'll use heat on the injury or tight muscle.
Now, some other benefits of heat when you would want to use it is it improves blood flow to the area. Typically, cold and ice makes blood go away from the area. Heat makes it collect in there. Your blood typically has healing properties in it, so you recover a little bit faster. It can help with things like old injuries maybe, or even arthritic type areas.
Now, I'm going to say something that actually makes this a little more confusing, but don't worry about it. We're not going to get into the weeds. Something called contrast treatment, where you actually heat tissue or injury and then you put cold on it. This has been going on for decades, like an ankle sprain, putting your foot in ice water for 30 seconds and then putting a cold pack on it, or a hot pack, for 30 seconds. It's a contrast thing. So the idea is when you put it cold, the vessels constrict, pushing out fluid in blood. And when you put heat on it, the opposite happens. Either way, you get more flow of blood and inflammation to get things better. And that's where this can really come in handy, because within seconds, I have it cold right now. If I turn it off, and then I simply push the button here to get the heat going, it takes about 15 seconds or so, and you can feel the warmth. So you can actually do a contrast treatment using this head, which is really interesting. And you'll find out if the contrast works best for you, or if you respond better to just cold or just heat.
Now, when it comes to this specific massage head, we should note there are two cold options. Simply press the button 2 different times. We'll change the intensity, as well as 2 different heat options.
That's right. And does not have batteries. You simply recharge it with, what do we call that little
We
wire?
have a USB-C port on the bottom, rechargeable. Massage gun will automatically turn off after 15 minutes. Simply turn it back on if you want to continue using it. You can adjust the intensity here by simply pressing the button. All our massage guns come with a carrying case and other massage head attachments as well.
That's right. Yeah, this is really, I am truly impressed with this hot cold head. I don't know how they do it, but they do, and it works very well.
Mine's nice and warm. I'm ready to go.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.